237 females and 513 males on 3rd of January, and today I present them back to the Commissioner to present to you for pass out the way they gave them to me when there is no problem. They comprised of guild presidents and their deputies, guild speakers and their deputies, cabinet ministers, guild council representatives, NRM chapter representatives in the universities and institutions of higher learning, patriotism chapter leaders, and presidents of patriotism club from secondary and high schools. Your Excellency, the only thing I would wish to note to you is that just like students, like how Commissioner told you, they approached the course with the vibe of the university, but we took them through all the courses that the Commissioner had tailored, which he will take you through, what they went through. But most important, the military aspect of drills, military science, self-defense, and personal survival skills, which they demonstrated here, and some basics at skill at arms. Your Excellency, this was to enable them align the mind with the body so that they can respond to orders and activities in time, well in time. Your Excellency, also they had physical training exercises, and we realized that there was some little resistance at the beginning, and we had to call in counselors, and we also gave counseling and guidance throughout the training. Your Excellency, the parents are here, they can attest, some of them were calling us. The students began when they were crying to go back home. But as I tell you, Your Excellency, now, even if you told them to remain here for another 2 weeks, I know they would be willing to stay. So the end ends as they start to enjoy it, Your Excellency, because of the package that we gave them. They are now ready to go as change agents, and as youth leaders, they have been taken through all the packages as was given by the Commissioner. All the guest facilitators that were invited, we coordinated them where they came, and they gave them what was supposed to be given to them. I know the Commissioner will take you through all the details of what was supposed to go through, but to me, as I present them back to the Commissioner, I want to say that the objectives of the training, Your Excellency, were met, and they are ready to be commissioned as change agents in respective universities as they live here today, if you please, Your Excellency. Finally, Your Excellency, these students, they were highly disciplined throughout the training, and I'm sure that the training has enabled and strengthened their sense of national unity, and they embrace and promote the principles of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, democracy, and social transformation, as you have always told us, Your Excellency. They had time to be taken through all your works and writings over the time, and they have appreciated that you are really senior youth whom they would have to honor you. But finally, as I end, Your Excellency, I want to request the class, the course, to thank Commissioner for allowing us, the team from Oliver Tambo, Comrade Akasha Sipavis, who is a political commissar of Wazalendo Sacco, and all these staff who did a great job to ensure that we have the training. So asante sana to our Commander Phase 14 Commissioner. Finally, Your Excellency, I join all the rest. Thank you for always finding time and patiently listening to your Bazukuru whenever they call you. We don't take it as something small. We profoundly thank Your Excellency and Mama for giving your time and always listening to your Bazukuru whenever we call you upon to give us that guidance. As the course has achieved its objectives, Your Excellency, I wish to end here, and I hand over the students back to the Commissioner, who will tell you the objectives and whether she's very pleased. I thank you, Your Excellency. Aruta continua. Victory is certain.
Thank you, Commandant. We are going to welcome the next speaker, but this next speaker needs morale. Ta, 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 ta. Kazi eliyo tutuma mzeyi tutamaliza kweli. Cha! That morale is for none other than Commander 14 Phase. Commander, ma'am, you're very welcome to give your remarks.
Thank you very much, Ian. Your Excellency, at this juncture, allow me give you my remarks together with Mama. But I will begin by thanking you for always finding time to interact with the Bazukulu. Regardless of your busy schedule, Mama and Jaja, who that was as my candidate, I really take this honor to thank you for always finding time to interact with us. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the founder as well the patron of patriotism clubs in Uganda, the Honorable First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Minister for Presidency, Honorable Dr. Babalanda Mire, the Mayor of Entebbe Municipality Council, Mayor Katabi Town Council, religious leaders present, Dean of Students of different institutions present, the Vice Chancellor of Nkumba University and your staff, the parents present, all politicians present for this occasion, NSPC staff, the camp commandant and the instructors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps, I extend a warm welcome to Your Excellency, our Chief Patron, and Mama, our second Chief Patron, and all the distinguished guests present here today. It is a good honor to have you join us on this important occasion. We are grateful to the University of Nkumba, headed by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jude Lubega and his team, for providing us with the facility to host this vital training for the student leaders from all institutions across the country present. Some of the objectives of the training were to inculcate the good norms and values of patriotism into the youth of this country today, and to also ideologically sharpen our youth to think well, be hardworking, and very disciplined. To also have a community of youth who are organized, hardworking, who involve themselves in active work that adds value to the community and brings some income for survival, to improve their well-being. As student leaders, to also give them some key areas on how a leader can manage situations back in their institutions to avoid the unnecessary strikes that have been rampant in some institutions. We are grateful for this day that the universities, the vice chancellors of different universities and the dean of students did not turn our requests down, but they really permitted their students to come and be here for the 15 days today. Your Excellency and Mama, I'm privileged to introduce to you the 750 participants from all universities and tertiary institutions of learning in this country. 225 are female, 425 are male, 3 PWs. These participants came from all institutions, 48 being universities in this country and 35 tertiary institutions, totaling to 83 institutions across the country. Both private and public institutions were carefully selected, and the participants who are here today were selected from the guild leaderships of the different institutions, patriotism study groups in the different institutions, NRM chapter leaders in the different institutions, and among them we also have 9 senior 6 VACIs who have been very active in their former schools as parade commanders, as patriotism presidents, who are in vacation and ready for university. Among the trainees, we had also 48 staff and support staff from the Secretariat, Nkumba University, the training institutions that joined the training, totaling to 798 participants present. This training was designed to instill the core values of patriotism and encourage a mindset shift, empowering participants to become agents of change within their communities and institutions. Through this training, they have gained knowledge on various critical topics that will sharpen their leadership and contribute to Uganda's development. Your Excellency and Mama, allow me to read to you some of the key topics that they were taken through among the many. Foundations of Patriotism Ideology by Honorable Major General Henry Masiko. Political Economy and Laws of Social Development. Social Systems. Patriotic Discipline and Methods of Work by Colonel Justus Rukundo. Overview of Uganda's history and economic potential. Financial Literacy, NRM Party Ideology by Right Honorable Secretary General Richard Todwong. Psychosocial Counseling and Guidance for Students from a doctor from Lago. Physical Fitness for their health. Your Excellency, you can even witness that since we started the parade, none of them has fainted. It means they are physically fit. And you can even saw how the karate was. It means in case of anything, you have the backup army. They are on standby 24/7, as the Constitution stipulates it under Article 17. The lectures were delivered by experienced and accomplished individuals from government institutions, academia, and private sector. In addition, the participants had the privilege of engaging with Her Excellency the Vice President, and also the course was officially opened by the Right Honorable Speaker, who sent a representative, and they had another interactive session with the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Nabanja. These keynote speakers spent meaningful time interacting with them. These interactions, along with the comprehensive training they received, have been immensely beneficial, and I am confident that the participants will take the knowledge gained here back to their universities and communities. Your Excellency and Mama, it's worth noting that this training is just within our one-year working schedule, and on 9th January, it was our anniversary. We took office on 9th January 2024. As we took this office, I was reliably informed and restricted that we have a target of only training 75,000 citizens every year. But Your Excellency, with your guidance and support, and Mama, I'm glad to inform you today that we have trained 146,791 citizens across the country with clear database captured. On behalf of the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps, we pledge to continue working tirelessly to reach both formal and informal youth groups across the nation, to inspire a generation that loves and serves its people, who shall add value to this country. I also take this opportunity to thank my NSPC staff, Commandant Oliver Tambo, Colonel Justus Rukundo, and the CI for the training, all instructors for your contribution towards the success of this day. To our dear participants, as you leave this place today, and as you shall be passed out by His Excellency, if he deems fit, but if he finds that you're still lacking some ideas, he can say we increase it by more 2 weeks. As you leave this place today, know that patriotism is like religion. We have to preach it, live it, and practice it every day and everywhere we go. Because on a daily basis in religion, we have those who backslide, we have the pagans, we have those who forget the message, we have those who rejoin, we have those also who confess their sins every day, and those who forget the message of yesterday, but they are always reminded. Therefore, patriotism is a continuous preaching that we must live, we must practice, and walk it. Be our foot soldiers out there, be disciplined, and be our ambassadors of change, not ambassadors of destruction. Our chief patron, Jaja, to also bring to your attention is the fact that we have got so many alumni of patriotism who are unemployed, but with skills and well-trained. Hence, we request for every necessary support to keep them together as a follow-up method. We request for a special consideration under the different government programs like PDM, Emyoga, and all the government programs to cater for these energetic youth back in their districts. We can create circles for the patriots in their districts that we shall ensure the monitoring and practicing that these patriots do not misuse it, but shall use it to come out of poverty and be hardworking. So that's Your Excellency and Mama, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to you and Mama for your unwavering support to the education sector and for giving opportunity to a girl child to attend education in this country. Because of this good government, so many girls or ladies have attained education today compared to the men. And all the attention has been given to a girl child. The impact of this is visible. However, Your Excellency, we also pray that the same be granted to the boy children who are getting wasted with drugs, homosexuality, and other activities. Through your different ways and methods of work, like the patriotism training, it's visibly seen that most schools and universities are eager and demanding for the same training. We are committed to continue with our work to promote patriotism and mindset change among Ugandans. Once again, Your Excellency and Mama, thank you for taking time to be with us today and for your ongoing commitment to shaping the future of our young Ugandans and for also the wealth creation campaign that you're carrying out countrywide to ensure that by 2040, every Ugandan shall be above the poverty line. I really take this honor to thank you. Finally, to my fellow youth, the Bazukulu Tetufugika, take note that the only stable candidate, now here I'm speaking as the sponsor of the candidate, not a commissioner, you know, is my candidate, so until this Chisanja ends, I still remain the sponsor. I humbly request all of us that come 2026, we should give more support to my candidate, that is none other than His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Ali fit, ideologically clear, stable, steady progress, and is non-opposed. So I encourage those other people to just join the crew. We give all the support to my candidate. We shall live to see a better Uganda. And I'm inviting all of you for the swearing-in ceremony that shall take place on 12th May 2027. In Nambole, every youth who's here, that day when my candidate has gone through, you're all invited. Tetufugika. I'm also tasking you, we have to protect judges' votes. These other friends of ours who have been disturbing us, we shall teach them patriotism. And they shall have to understand our clear methods of work. Protect Mzei's vote. Your Excellency, allow me to stop here with Jaja Mchala. We are so excited. I remain your submitted Muzukulu Helen Seku, Commissioner, National Patriotism, PS Youth, State House, as well the sponsor of the candidate. With the matron of our candidate, Jaja Mchala, I normally refer to them as Jaja Mchala and Jaja Mwami because they are my judges. I thank them for the opportunity for educating me and giving me a job amidst so many Ugandans. Therefore, fellow youth, we should give all the support necessary to ensure that this candidate is back in the driving seat. Teria musinga, ate ne jaja tafugika waba akoze brigade yaba youth nga mmwe. Bana tetufugika. Support yani? Jaja yeka. Unopposed. I say all this for God and my country. Your Excellency, as we said that we are going to give you vibe after vibe, ngatona tuweyo objaja nafe katukocheyo ne vibe bbiri ezobu youth for Jaja Mchala and Jaja Mwami, so that we shake a bit as we wait for the other speeches. Allow me at this juncture to invite Menton Ras from Busoga. Idotwocho muziki nenda candidate akufiringe. Omusada avire Busoga oyo aide ku entertaininga dada candidate mulala. Twenda mulala yo weri. Muna lumuka. And participants, please show Judge a vibe. You don't sit and just... Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Sole candidate. As Menton Ras from Busoga arrives, Judge, I would like to assure you that you have our support. Nigeria okutaka tujja kukolera omulimu paka kuwulira bulungi. Buli omu kuwagira Judge paka kola ki? Tujje mu maiso. Abasoga bakobye dada ate ali kujayo ku ADM next week.
DJ Baba Muzeyi nsangayira ino ni mama waife Jeneti nze ninzo omwembi Menton Ras omu kubembi abasoga abasinga maani mu Busoga era nga nasazeewo ndi kutambuza enjiri eya patriotism Busoga yona Museveni paka last era nga ndi kubitira mu mama waife Helen Seku. DJ tayo tubone. Sound. Kuti abantu twisanya kilala twakona n'omutima banango gw'okuyambagana gwebeeta omwoyo gw'iwanga Muzeyi kakutabanange gwatutairemu weebale n'okutugemya maama nkoba Jeneti banange maama waife afubye okutambula iwanga ng'asomesa bana Uganda patriotism tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe asomesa omwoyo gw'iwanga patriotism buni ebyalo abana Uganda tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe mbona Uganda bweyaka buli muntu ayenze ensi ye tubibyemu mama leka nkire kaguta yatuwa idembe balata omwoyo gw'iwanga buli wamu gwatutuukako kono idinda mama bweyakayaka oludindo mama twafunaira amasanyalaze gabonya ebyalo Museveni alimye enguudo bananga zimbye amasomero amalwaliro buli wootuuka ebya security byaterera mu Uganda security eri gulugulu tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe tubibyemu asomesa omwoyo gw'eiwanga tubibyemu atulyotizimu bweni ebyalo tubibyemu abana Uganda tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe tubibyemu bwana Uganda bweyaka tubibyemu buli muntu ayenze ensi ye tubibyemu webala okufuba kuba n'omwoyo gw'eiwanga otumbwire ebyobulimi ogabye empiiya abantu bakulankulana ife abasoka tusima tulime ebirime kamala twafuna enusu BBM n'ebindi bifu by'okugoba obwavu maama mu iwanga abakyala batayire ku mwanjo tibakatogwa banange maama bekolera vice president mukyala Prime Minister mukyala webale n'okutuwa commissioner madamu Helen Sefali kutambuza enjiri Helen akali muvubuka obwongo bukasaza kirala tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe tubibyemu asomesa omwoyo gw'eiwanga tubibyemu atulyotizimu bweni ebyalo tubibyemu abana Uganda tubibyemu Museveni yatuwa idembe tubibyemu bwana Uganda bweyaka tubibyemu buli muntu ayenze ensi ye tubibyemu DJ nongerako embaka president Keta Museveni
Muna Menton Rasi odakwemba mu PDM tuli kwida Busoga from Wednesday tujaba Busoga odakwembera dada tweyanziza komaawo
neyanziza ino mama yekambiseewo ku kano muzeeyi ninze omwembiwo era nga nina group y'amaanyi e Busoga eyasazeewo nga yatandise okutambuza omulamwa gwa patriotism nga tubita mu madamu Helen aye baba ekizibu kyenina ndi kusaba onfunireyo okwentambula nga boogabire bakusaasira baani entambula gye naasobola okutambuliranga mu ne group yange tusobola okubunisa omulamwa gwo e Busoga yona yona neyanziza baba
kale tweyanziza Menton Ras dada ida kuwa kyosabye jo preaching omwoyo gw'eiwanga. Let's have our last entertainment by Laviz Paulo. Liaz Paulo.
Yes, hello. Oye. Oye. Bila mukaka wali. Bila mukaka kumewo. Ati mugenda kujiwulira. Your Excellency, by name is Liaz Paulo. A male councillor representing PWD Mitiana Municipality. I think Anze Councillor Nzeka ali ku tikiti y'NRM era kukumira obululu Mitiana. Your Excellency, I'm pursuing a national diploma in journalism and mass communication at Umukat School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your Excellency, kuliko mwaka happy new year. Mwebale kujirira ne mama. Excellence kana kayimba kako. Musave DJ sakali ndawo katona nyo. Sabalwanyi tweyanze. Tata tweyanze. Twali wala muzeyi. Twali wala. Tunakuwachi. Fabalonzi bakoledde boti okujja kofe okukuwa akalulu. Twali wala muzeeyi, twali wala nga ffe abalema mu nsi tebatulaba ng'abakyala nga bo bali mmanjo. Muzeeyi we wajja ffe tuli ku mwanjo. DJ play it once again akayimba kaffe aka Museveni awoma.
Ozinga nsudde ensonga kuba tooki gye tuvudde yonna Uganda eno gwenga yalimbi enzikiza yatubikka wonna Bwakabaka bwafuuka matongo ng'embeera yabijja wonna Enkuba ng'etonnya musana ku mmundu eyatokotera emmengo N'embuto abakyala zaavaamu Bwakabaka ne busaana bonna Mu Buganda ne tufuuka bamulekwa ne leediyo nga tewali yadde Tujjukira abasoma ebyafaayo Museveni yajja kutereeza Mu Uganda ebyo ebyali bikyamye Obwakabaka yabuza mangu Kati namuswalamula Museveni awooma ne byakola byonna biwoomerera Ebyenfuna byonna kati amakolero wonna gatinta Entasiima baalugera Museveni ono asaana kusiimwa mukakkamu yekkaanya ensonga Uganda empya twagifuna dda Museveni awooma Museveni awooma Museveni awooma ne byakola byonna biwoomerera Museveni awooma Museveni awooma Museveni awooma ne byakola byonna biwoomerera Tetwalina nguudo zi highway nga binnya byokka abasinga eno twawona enfuufu ne buliji nazo zaazimbwa okumanya Museveni awooma ne byakola byonna biwoomerera amasannyalaze agaali gavaako mu Uganda ekyo kyatereera enguudo eziyita mu bbanga mu Kampala nazo zizimbwa obutale nanyumya kindeke ki buli kibuga tusangayo akatale buli omu afa nnyo ku byenfuna yendeba olowooza okukukiikirira bwe bavuma.
Thank you very much, Museveni awooma nga muwulidde ne 2026 tukole bwe tutyo bannange. Your Excellence, ffe Bible eyaffe eya buyuuthi UB40 ekomyawo kati tulinze kuwuliriza Bible ey'obwobujjajja ng'otwokya tulabe combination gye tunaakola. Your Excellence, at this juncture, allow me invite Honorable Minister of Presidency, Honorable Dr. Babalanda, to come and give her remarks. Then after her remarks, she shall invite Honorable Mama and our Judge Mchala to address us. Then who will in return invite, there shall be an award of gifts after Mama's presentation. Then she will invite Jaja to also address us. However, Judge Mchala, the participants have requested that since the year is new, they request for your blessing that you pray for us so that we receive the blessings of 2025 from Mama. That is the request from the participants. Honorable Minister, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, National Chairman of the mighty party NRM, our Chief Patriot, our champion in the fight against HIV and AIDS, our hero in the fight of COVID-19, our freedom fighter, our champion of democracy, our champion of wealth creation, doctor of international philosophy, and fountain of honor on the African continent, retired General Museveni Museveni, you are most welcome to Nkumba University. Mama, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama, our Chief Deputy Patriot, our Chief Deputy Champion in the fight against HIV and AIDS, Mama Janet Kataham Museveni, we are humbled for your presence. The Commissioner of the Patriotism Secretariat, Madam Helen Seku, Deputy RDC Wachiso in charge of Busiro, Vice Chancellor, Nkumba University, Professor Judy Rubega, our host, and all the personnel here, the Lord Mayor in Entebbe Municipality, Commander SFC, Commandant of the camp, Division Mayors, University Management, staff of the Patriotism Secretariat, Your Muzukuru, Your Excellency Doni Bwana is here also. Former guild leaders, our patriots, all invited guests, Air Force Band, media family, participants, ladies and gentlemen. The Lord is good, and all the time. Your Excellency, I welcome you to this venue and congratulate you and the Patriotism Secretariat for successful training of these student leaders. Your Excellency, sir, I commend you for the peace and stability the youthful guerrilla fighters of the NRA brought to this country nearly 40 years ago. Your Excellency, during the struggle for a free Uganda, majority of the fighters were youth who had attended college. These young people sat down and analyzed the bad politics of their country, and they understood what needed to be done after listening to your message. We commend those who are still alive and celebrate the lives of those who are departed. Your Excellency, sir, this country is faced with a big problem of youth who are undisciplined. The youth lack a grounding in ideology. They are poorly applying the freedom of speech brought to them by this government. Unlike in the past, when the young people were involved in productive politics, nowadays it is exact opposite. I commend the Patriotism Secretariat and Mama, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Museveni, for engaging students in patriotism training. Your Excellency, sir, as the supervisor of RDCs, I receive weekly briefs on the situation in the country. I want to inform you, sir, that majority of our students in secondary schools and colleges of higher learning have changed their mindsets as a result of these patriotism courses. The program has proved to be effective in the schools. I therefore thank you, sir, for supporting the Patriotism Secretariat and for being personally interested in the products of this program by always coming to be physically present at their pass-out ceremonies. To you, the graduates of the patriotism course, I challenge you to take the messages you have received seriously and use them to transform your school communities. The country is banking on your good morals, ethics and dedication to improve service delivery and to deal with the cancers of corruption, negligence of duty, and poor mindsets. Please be ambassadors of this program wherever you will serve. I thank you for attending And I now take this honor and privilege to invite Mama and First Lady to come and address us. Thereafter, she'll invite His Excellency the President to address the nation. Thank you for your kind attention for God and my country. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Babaranda. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Minister for the Presidency, Honorable Babaranda, the UPDF generals present here today, Ms. Helen Seku, the Commissioner for the National Secretariat for Patriotism Clubs, and your team, the Vice Chancellor and staff of Nkumba University, trainers and facilitators, the parents of these children who have made the time to be here with us today, student leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all, and Happy New Year. I am happy to participate at this pass-out ceremony, which brings together close to 800 student leaders from universities across this nation. I thank Commissioner Helen Seku, together with the leadership of the National Secretariat for Patriotism Clubs, for bringing together this country's young people for this very pertinent training. To you, young people, the student leaders, I am confident that your time here has been transformational and will help us to create a critical mass of young people who love their homeland enough and are ready to pay the price for its transformation. I therefore urge you to seize every opportunity to educate the people in your communities about the importance of adopting the spirit of patriotism, and to avoid falling victim of those who use the campaign period to divide our people instead of uniting them. Please know that a house divided against itself cannot stand. This is a spiritual law, and it is always useful for everybody to learn early in life that one has got only one homeland on planet Earth. You do not take a choice to belong to your homeland. You are given that by God Himself. If you mess it up, you have no other. Please remember that always. Even if you choose to go to another place to search for employment like many of our children do, ultimately, you must come back to the only country you call home. My prayer, therefore, is that you will become ambassadors of peace, of unity and love for our nation, because agents of change spread the message of patriotism. Teach your communities, especially our young people, the importance of every Ugandan adapting the spirit of allegiance, first to our nation and then to our people, right down to the grassroots. This will enable us all to work together towards the socio-economic transformation of our homeland. Therefore, the spirit of patriotism, I appeal to all of you to be particularly concerned in the spirit of patriotism, knowing about the well-being of our people and godly stewardship of this nation. As leaders that recognize the responsibility that God has placed on us to promote peace and unity, let us all be willing to make the necessary sacrifices to advance reconciliation and harmony by putting our country and the welfare of our people ahead of our personal interests. I want you, for instance, to always remember when we sing our national anthem reminds us that God, we pray, it's a prayer. Our national anthem is actually a prayer. When we sing it, we are praying that God upholds our nation. And we must learn that we have our duty to God and our nation. Therefore, please also remember, always, when you sing that anthem, that we lay our future into God's hands, and together we always stand. Sometimes people sing our national anthem without thinking about the words we are singing. But we have a duty to God, and we have a duty to our nation and to each other. So when we stand together and hold hands together, that's how we will unite Uganda and build a strong nation for future generations. The Bible teaches us in Psalms 34, verse 12 to 14, in quotes, "Who is the man who desires life and loves many days, that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it." The pursuit of peace is something we ought to do with active intentionality. There are spiteful behaviors and attitudes that make peace impossible. And unless we set the example as leaders by turning away from negative trends of violence and evil actions, peace cannot prevail. So God in his word calls upon us to keep our tongues from evil, to seek peace and pursue it. Today is a day, therefore, I'd like each one of you to mark in your calendar 2025 as a turning point that you will remember for the rest of your lives, as a day when you decided to start again a life of choice. A life where you are going to be the one who will influence others to speak the truth. To refuse to do anything you know is against God and waste time talking about rumors. Make sure you remain sexually pure until marriage. You will not regret it. Beware of those forces and enemies of progress who desire to harness your youthful energy to propagate evil, especially in the campaign season we are getting into. Be mindful of the evil agendas that promote divisiveness and tribalism. Please choose to be change agents of goodwill and transformation, rather than resorting to violence and the spreading of propaganda that is opposed to development. As you return to your universities, actively stand against strikes and violence and seek harmonious ways of solving problems. When you remember what I just said, that you have only one homeland on planet Earth, you must always use peaceful methods to find solutions for the problems you meet in this life. So when you return to your universities, actively stand against strikes and violence and seek harmonious ways of solving problems together. As I conclude, I want to salute each one of you for subscribing and participating in the patriotism clubs in your universities. I applaud you for choosing to serve, because leadership is a service. May you be found faithful servants and stewards of what God has entrusted to you. I thank the National Secretariat for Patriotism Clubs for all the work that you do across the country in fulfillment of your mandate. My gratitude also goes to the leadership of the universities represented here. Thank you for supporting our young people to be here today. And thank you for leading them by example. You know, young people learn more from examples you give by your own life instead of the words you talk. So please remember, you leaders of these universities, that these young people are watching. As you talk, they also watch your life so that they see whether you relate, whether what you say relates to how you live. If you live differently from what you are saying, remember, they are watching and they learn, they may learn, unfortunately, from the way you live, and if it's not a good way, then you are not teaching our children the best to live, the best way to live. And I want to congratulate Nkumba University now from what the Vice Chancellor just said about developing the mosquito repellent at Nkumba University. We take pride in that, and I trust that the President may have something to say about that. Finally, I congratulate you all on your successful completion of this training on patriotism ideology. And I wish you all the best as you disseminate the information you have acquired here amongst your peers, the university communities, and all your other spheres of influence. And I'd like to now ask you that you allow me perhaps to lead the closing prayer when we are done, instead of praying right now. It is now my singular honor and privilege to invite the President to address you. Thank you, and God bless you.
The honorable ministers, the Vice Chancellor, Nkumba University, the Commissioner of Patriotism, all the other leaders, and the course attendants. According to the reports of Helen Seku and of the trainer, it seems you have been exposed to the principles of the NRM and the evolution of society and the political economy of the evolution of society, which is what our doctrine is. Therefore, I will simply summarize. The four principles of the NRM: patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy, these are not just principles just because we love them. No. They have a clear logic. The starting point was, do we want a country of parasites or a country of wealth creators? Mwe mwagala ki? Temwagala y'abanyunyusi? Temwagala bamulya byengedde? Bamulya byengedde, byengedde tamanyi gye byava, alya buli. So, if you say, we want a country of wealth creators, then you come to Yoweri Museveni, who is a wealth creator from birth. When I was born, I was creating wealth. Museveni, the wealth creator, grew up. He happens to be, his wealth happens to be around cows and crops. The cows produce milk, produce beef, and then Museveni also grows bananas. Now, the problem Museveni has, which must be solved by ideology, is that the Banyankara around him also produce milk, produce beef, and they produce bananas. Kati bonna balunda balima amatooke. Therefore, Munyankore A does not easily buy from Munyankore B and vice versa. Why? Because they are producing the same products. They have got similar products. I have milk, my milk. I have beef, my neighbor has beef. I have bananas, my neighbor has. So I am stuck. We speak the same language in the morning. It's Agandi or Irota. Problem. My problem is that I want somebody to buy my milk, to buy my beef, to buy my bananas, and I get money to build myself a better house, to sort of get more clothes for my family. In the villages there, you find children fighting for one blanket. 5 children are in one blanket. Barwanira blanket demu. Mama, babiri atute blanket. Ekiro bayomba. Because they don't have enough textiles for the family. Ekigambo prosperity. The word prosperity, how do you know how people are, whether people are prosperous or not? You see how many calories they take of food, how many meters of textiles per person, how much electricity are they using, what is their shelter. Now, all that needs money. So this therefore means that Museveni, the wealth creator, the cattle keeper of beef, of meat, of milk, of bananas, needs people to buy those products. We have seen that the Banyankole may not easily buy these products. Why? Because they have got similar products. Have you heard of people called Acholi? Do you know them? Have you ever seen an Acholi, how he looks like? Do we have an Acholi here? Binokan, one of you, just one of you on the microphone. There is Nyara Kopango.
Kope.
Iriyo Mabel.
Ari mabe.
Apoyo Bino.
Afoyo.
Pacho Kwene.
Ocho mabe.
Pacho Kwene. Pacho Kwene. Gang Kwene.
Gulu.
Gulu. Now, do you have an Acholi from Lamo? Bino Khan. Now, Pacho Kwene.
Pacho che Lamo Padibe.
Padibe. I know Padibe very well.
Yes.
On the way to Apieta.
Kikome.
To Apieta, to Parabek.
To Parabek, yes.
Now, one day, I was in Namukora.
Yes.
Those people there produce simsim. Do you produce simsim in Padibe?
Yes, Nim. It's called Nim. Nim.
Now, do your neighbors buy from you?
Not. Because all of them produce. Like in August, they grow. In December, there's plenty of it everywhere, every household.
Now you see the problem of the Banyankore with the cows and the beef and the milk is the same problem of the Achoris with simsim. Achori A is producing simsim. Achori B is producing simsim. Who is buying the simsim? Who buys the simsim?
Usually these people who come and they buy and they ferry it away.
To Kampala?
Yes, to Kampala and others take to Jinja.
Apoyo, Beping.
Apoyo material diet. Yeah.
Now, when I was in Namukora, the Achoris were telling me that these Langi are bad people. Do you know Langi? Have you ever seen a Langi, how he looks like? Tie Langi kan. Bino kan. Bin. That's how Langis look like. Kopango.
Kope.
Iriyo Mabel.
Ari mabe.
Pacho Kwene.
Tilera.
Lira.
Yes.
What do the Langis produce? Your family, what do they produce?
Cassava.
Cassava. And the other one, where is your home? The other person, the other student.
Lira district, new district.
Kwene?
Ogur.
On the
next
way,
to Balonyo.
Yes, to Balonyo.
Yes.
On the way to Puranga.
Barlege.
To Puranga.
Yes.
Okay, Apoyo. Now, when I was in Namukora, the Achoris were saying the Langis are buying the simsim from Namukora cheaply, and they are selling it to Kampala expensively. So the people there wanted me to give them a fuso so that they can transport their simsim to Kampala direct without going through the Langis who are the traders. So, when we talk of, therefore, for the Achori in Namukora, in Padibe, in Parabe, for the Munyankore, in Ntungamo, in any part there, his savior is the market of Kampala. They are the ones who buy the milk, they are the ones who buy the beef, they are the ones who buy the bananas. And so, are they the saviors of the Achoris buying the simsim? Now, what does this mean? It means that the answer for my wealth creation, immediate answer, is Uganda. More important for me than Ankole. More important for our people in Kijezi who grow Irish potatoes. You find that the market is here. The people in Teso, you find that, again, they sell their sorghum, their beans, and so on to Kampala. So what does this mean? It means that Uganda is the stimulus for wealth creators. It's a better stimulus than the tribal areas. And that's why we say, you people love Uganda. Because you need it for your prosperity. We don't have to preach to you to tell you this and that and that. If you want to be all right, you should love Uganda. Why? Because you need it for your own good, for your own prosperity. And that's why we say principle number one is patriotism. Love Uganda. Why? Because you need it for your own prosperity. Now, when somebody comes and says, we Banyankwere, I say, stand in Vako. Because if I say, go away, Satan, I'm speaking in the local, in the Bantu dialect, but it means, Satan, kwenda mbali. Toka Satan. Satan, go away. Because if I listen to this about Banyankole than about Uganda, this person is actually, I would then be an enemy of the Banyankole first and foremost. Kubanga ngenda kulinya musiyani yawe kwebalira. I will step in the plate of Uganda, of Banyankole, because they are benefiting from Uganda, from the market of Uganda. I will be an enemy of the Acholi. If they want, when somebody says religion, Catholics, Protestants, Muslim, have you seen Catholic poverty? Waliwo obwavu obukatuliki ate obusiraamu ate obucwanga mungambye nti waliwo n'abacwanga wano waliwo obwavu obucwanga. Is there poverty which is Protestant? Poverty is poverty. Poverty is poverty. Now, if somebody comes to buy my milk or buy my bananas, do I care what religion he is? You tell me. Also, mambo ya ujinga, stupid. And go to heaven. But here on earth, we are dealing with social, economic issues mainly, and the religion assists us to keep pure. So therefore, the reason for identity, when somebody brings politics of identity, we as Muslims, we as Christians, we as Catholics, we as Protestants, we as Banyankwe, we as Baganda, that is fake medicine. Those are quack doctors. They are quack doctors. Because my sickness is poverty. I want somebody to treat my poverty. And when you tell me religion, tribes, it will not solve my problem. It will not cure my problem. So that's why patriotism is principle number one. That's why from the beginning, from the 1960s, as Babananda was saying, we rejected the politics of identity. Politics of identity. Ndi Mukatoliki, ndi Protestanti, ndi Musiramu, ndi Muganda, ndi Munya. We rejected that. We went for the politics of interests. Kiki ekinakugasa. What will benefit you? Politics of okugasa to benefit versus politics of identity. NRM is politics of okugasa. Okugasa is the Bantu word for benefiting somebody. We are talking of politics of legitimate benefit versus politics of identity, which is sterile and destructive. So this is principle number one. It's not just principle that we love Uganda, whether you love it or not, you need it. Obonjagala otonjagala unetaaga. Owulidde ssebo n'ennyabo. When I buy a shirt from a shop in Kampala belonging to Muganda, I have helped that Muganda to get out of poverty. I have contributed to his welfare. So hence, the first principle, patriotism. Love Uganda. Why? Because you need it for your own good. And all the other nonsense is rubbish. Yes, the culture, Love Africa. Why? Because you need it for your prosperity. To add to the patriotism. Now, number 3, socio-economic transformation. We must have a new society. You people, I had your memorandum talking about humanities, including history. If you study the history of society, you'll find that around 1400, the societies in Europe had 3 classes, social classes. They had the aristocrats, the feudalists, they had the peasants, the farmers, they had the artisans. That was around 1400, the time of the Renaissance. That was the same structure we had here, that time. By that time, we had the same structure here. You had the chiefs, you had the farmers, you had the artisans, the blacksmith, the carpenters, and so on. But some of you studied history. By the time of the French Revolution, 1789, what was the structure of society in France? Do you have a historian here? Abasoma history kambalabi byafayo jangu kumzindaro. By the time of the French Revolution, introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. I'm called Nohereza Samson from Bishop Stewart University, offering Bachelor's of Arts with education, especially in history and geography.
What was the structure of the society in France in 1789?
As societies of French people in 1789, there were in 3 classes. There were those that were of first class, second class, and the 3rd class.
What were they called? Wrong, there were 4, not 3.
For the first class, it was composed of the people who were in the government and also the clergy who were taking most especially the education system of France. Then for the 2nd class, it was composed of the people who were relatives of the people in the government, those who were serving in other government positions, and those farmers who had made a lot of profits from their productions. Then the 3rd class was composed of those people who could survive, but nothing they could gain, most especially in terms of economy. Then for the 4th class, it was composed of those people who could not even get what to eat, as they were on the streets of France struggling as they could get what to eat.
Okay, sit down. Let's hear the other ones.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Murungi Brian Makuya, the African, a student of social work at Makerere University, but I teach history as a side hustle.
So what are the structures of France? 1789.
By 1799, the French society was divided into 4 categories, and the first one included the nobles, who included the Bourbon monarchy, which was at the helm at the time, with King Louis XVI as the king. Then also the clergy, the church was also part of the first class, and other members of the royal family. The second class were the bourgeoisie.
Ah, very good, very good, very good. Who were the bourgeoisie?
The bourgeoisie were including industrialists, were including students, traders, and other people who were involved in that kind of economy.
And then the third
Then
one?
the last were the favelas, or the peasants, who were about 25,000 of them by that time in France, and they were the majority of the people in France. So they lacked so many things, including land, which was owned by the church and the Bourbon monarchy, and that's why they joined Count Mirabeau, who was the leader of the revolution, to declare themselves the National Assembly in 1789, because the National Assembly had taken 175 years without convening. So when it convened, the peasants, the majority, were quick to join Count Mirabeau and declared themselves the National Assembly.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear the other one. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I am Abel Amanya, Emeritus Guild President, University of St. Joseph, Mbarara. In France, in 1789, there were three classes: the noble class, the clergy class, that comprised of other people, the bourgeoisie, and the third class were known as peasants. In their language, they were known as serfs, who had nothing, and they worked for the noble, the ruling class, the religious, and the king as well. It was the mass, or the third class, that impacted and led to the breakout of the 1789 French Revolution, having realized different catastrophes that had hit France as far as economics, social structure, and political spheres of France, that later led to this breakout in 1789 with the help of the French philosophers like Robespierre and
Voltaire and others.
Yes.
Okay, now, thank you.
Thank you.
I can see where the problem is. These people who are teaching you these days are confusing you. They just mix up things. There were 4 social classes. Use the word social class. Don't say categories, as if it's a football club or what. Social class. A social class is a category of people in society who live by the same means, same way of living. So the social classes were 4. Social class number 1 were the feudalists. Use the word feudalist, feudal. Have you ever heard of that word? Yes. These are feudalists who own that land, the land you are talking about. Either the church owned the land or the private landlords owned the land. And they were taking rent from the farmers, from the peasants. So, social class number 1 were the feudalists. How were they living? By rent. Rent from whom? From the peasants. And rent could be money or in kind. Now, the second class, this is why you really need to be clear about this. The second class, you remember I had told you that by 1400, time of the Renaissance, there were three classes in society. The feudalists, those same feudalists, the peasants, and the artisans. But by now, 1789, a new class, social class, had emerged that had never existed in human history. This is what the man from Makerere touched on. These are called the middle class. Middle class or the bourgeoisie. These people had never existed in human history. How were they living? These were people living on profit. Profit is the difference between the price you buy a good at, if you are a trader. You buy a good at 10 shillings, you sell it at 20, the profit is 10 shillings. That's how the bourgeoisie were living on mainly. There are other subcategories within that class, but we don't have time to go into them. So you take the idea of the ones who are living on profit. Whether manufacturing or trading or what, these are the middle class. In the French language, they were called the bourgeoisie. Now, this middle class produced another class which had never existed. If I own a factory, I employ people, workers, factory workers. These ones live on salary, on wage. I live on profit, they live on wages, on salary. And in the French language of that time, they were called the proletariat, the working class. And then the fourth class were the farmers. Now, do we have people here who study biology? Let me see biologists. Are they there? Can they have biology banange? The one behind here. Or biology jangu.
Excellency, no jangu tibati nahona.
They shouldn't fear, I will help them free of charge. There is a process called metamorphosis.
Yes, sir.
What is it? You tell us.
Metamorphosis is the transformation of one thing into another.
One thing into another?
Yeah. Metamorphosis is like a change from one stage into another stage.
One form to another form, but of the same organism.
Yes, sir.
It's not a different organism. Okay. Where are you from?
My name is Mukuba Isaac Nixon.
Who?
Mukuba Isaac Nixon.
Mukuba?
Yes, from Kabale University.
Which one?
Kabale University, doing anesthesia and critical care medicine.
Okay, thank you. Introduce yourself and...
I'm Mainja Arafat Chigwana from Makerere University, doing Bachelor of Dental Surgery.
And what is metamorphosis?
It is the change. It is a stage where a living organism undergoes a change from one state to another.
Okay, that will change. You are from Makerere?
Yes, sir.
Okay, another one.
My name is Simu Tumwine Jimmy. I'm from Makerere University. I do medicine and surgery.
What is metamorphosis?
Yeah, metamorphosis is the change in an organism, in the form of an organism during its life cycle.
Okay. The other one?
This is Ogwang Emmanuel from Bukalas Agricultural College. Metamorphosis is the process in the development of insect from one form or one stage to another stage without the change in the organism.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My name is Tosje Edward, doing a Bachelor's of Medicine and Surgery at KIU, Western Campus. Metamorphosis is a developmental change of a living organism from one state to another.
Very good.
Muchunguzi Sidamenye from Fields Medical University, Fort Porto. Metamorphosis is the transformation of an organism from one state to the other without change.
The other one?
My name is Kayondo Derek from Makerere University, offering Bachelor of Science in Cytotechnology. Metamorphosis is both the qualitative and quantitative change from one stage to another of an organism. Thank you.
Very good. Now, metamorphosis is a change in form. Some people have used the stage. It's all right, you can use stage. But you can also use the word form. From one form to another form, but of the same organism. The basic example is the butterfly. The butterfly starts off as an egg. The egg becomes a caterpillar. The caterpillar becomes a pupa. A pupa becomes a mature butterfly. It's the same organism, but changing its form. Now, society, so when we say principle number 3, socio-economic transformation, we are telling you that this society to survive must change. You heard that in Europe, in 1400, they had 3 social classes. By 1789, they had become 4. 2 old ones, the feudalists were still there, the artisans, no, the peasants were still there. But 2 new classes had come up, which had never existed. The middle class and the skilled working, and the working class. If you go to Europe now, looking for feudalists, they are no longer there. If you go to Europe, looking for peasants, they are no longer there. What you have in Europe now are the middle class and the skilled working class. Now here, the danger we saw and we told you people, you have a peasant producing another peasant. Omuntu atasoma, n'azaala atasoma. Ate tazaala omu, azaala 10. Otasoma omu, the uneducated one leaves 10 uneducated. How will you manage? That's why you find they are destroying the small homestead wealth. The other man, the peasant who was not educated had 10 acres of land. When he goes to heaven or to hell or wherever, the 10 acres are divided among 10 illiterate, uneducated children. It becomes 1 acre, 1 acre, 1 acre. So each generation, the society is becoming poorer. So that's why we said, you people, number 1, patriotism. Love Uganda because you need it for your own good. It's not for the good of Uganda, it's for your own good. Secondly, love Africa because you need it for your own good. Thirdly, you must undergo socio-economic transformation. You cannot continue. One time I was going to my farm in Iksozi, in Buroba here. Buroba is about 12 miles from Kampala. I found about 30 people with dogs, with bears, with the nets, hunting nets, that they are going to hunt something. I said, what are these people going to hunt? They said they're going to hunt omusu. I said, what is omusu? He said, omusu is a wild rat. 30 people hunting one rat. Even if they kill it, what will they, how will it solve their problem? So, the NRM people, you must be very clear that the peasants must disappear, not kill them, no, but become new people. New people. Become middle class. We must create a middle class. And how do we create the middle class? Number one, through education for all. That's why we introduced education for all. But down there, your people made it stuck. For us, we wanted free education for the children in government schools, free education. But your people there charge money. They don't listen to our advice. They charge money in schools. So many children drop out of school. That's how you get all these young people who are stuck. Now when you go back, make sure that you mobilize your colleagues. And we really have free education in government schools. Those who want to pay can go to private schools. But the government schools should be free. And day. That's what we wanted, day schools. Because these boarding schools have costs. To buy food, to bathe, to sleep. In Rumasaba they say, who gonna? Who gonna is to sleep? Who gonna in Runyankuri is snoring? So we don't want people to come and snore in the school. You can snore at home. But come and study and go back. Because we are looking for a cheap way of how to provide education. That's why we built these seed schools, every sub-county. And every parish, a primary school. The strategy was a day school is where you go, study, go back. Eating, what is at home. Here we just deal with the teachers, with the books, with the classrooms. It is cheaper that way. That's how we wanted everybody to bonaba some. That's one way of creating a middle class. The Banyankole say, Omukafiri aliazaro mushomi. The pagan will produce an enlightened person. The second way is bona bagagaware. Lonyo, pi dano, ot achel. Wealth for all. Now, if you all get money, you will change your way of life. Mama Janet here, even when we were in exile, she never carried these powerful people like the Moses and Natasha's on her back. No. I was able to buy the other small thing where you push the children. Is it what? What are they called?
They are called baby strollers.
Or whatever, those ones. Is it prams or what? Yes. So the Moses, I pushed them. They couldn't ride my wife on their back. tying them in the back. Oh. With the heat, with the what? Huh? She didn't cook with firewood. With the smoke going in the eyes. That smoke is very poisonous. She did not go to the river to carry water. The water was in the tap. This is the life we want for all Ugandans. This is the life we want. So when we say socio-economic transformation, we say you must shift from that life of mainly muscle, because in the villages, things are muscle, okwetika, to carry the water. Instead of having water pipes, the women and the children are the water pipes. They are the ones to bring the water from the well to bring to the house. So that's what we mean by socio-economic transformation. And the ways to do it, two: education for all and prosperity for all. And prosperity for all through the four sectors: commercial, agriculture. Your commander, your powerful commander, I asked her where she was coming from. She's from Bugwere. And they have got a good way. They say, Okore Chida Chionka, working only for the stomach. I liked it. In Yankole, they say Okora and Ayonka. But that's a bit polite. When you put it in Rugwere, it's better. It's called Echida. Okore Chida Chionka. Working for the stomach only. So that's what we say. Please stop working for the stomach only. Work for the stomach and the pocket. Commercial agriculture. Manufacturing. Services and ICT. So this is the third principle, socio-economic transformation. The fourth one is democracy. So therefore, the only thing I could see from the report, the trainers have, and you have become very smart. The parade was very smart. Congratulations. In such a short time, I want to congratulate you. But I thought, and they have, of course, told you about the four principles, but I wanted to give you the logic. It's not just the principles. It is because you need them. I need them for my survival, for my prosperity. Those principles, I need them. You need them. We all need them. Now, coming to the points that were raised. The humanitarian courses increasing their budget. Yes, we shall. You see, this is not that we don't want to increase the budget of this or that. We want, but we don't have the money to do everything at the same time. But with time, we can have more money. That's why we said for now, give more bursary, more support for scientists, science students. Not because we don't know the science, the arts people need it, just because we didn't have money to do everything, to do the roads, to do so many competing demands. But with the improving budget, we shall put more money. But what I want you to know is that The problem with it's not a problem if you are conscious of it. I'm a social scientist myself. History, literature. I can quote for you Shakespeare, what he said, what he was doing. He was looking this way, he said this. I can quote for you Shakespeare. But what our social scientists need to know is that employment in the public service for social scientists is limited. That's what they should be telling even the parents. I will discuss with the mama with education and her technical people. They should be sensitizing you in the rural areas to know that, yes, social sciences are very good. What I'm telling you, the history of the French Revolution, is very useful to know it because you can learn from it here. You call it downloading. You can download what happened in other parts of the world and you bring it here. So it's not that social sciences are not useful. They are very useful. Those who study economics, what are the factors of production? Economists, mujye munyambe banange, obuzukulu buzo obuwala. Kampuni obuwala kye bugamba.
I'm Don Gift from UCC Soroti.
You are Gift?
Yes, please, sir.
Gift from Katonda Dara.
The factors of production are land, labor, entrepreneurship, and organization.
You're getting near there. Okay, Gift. Thank you for trying.
My name is Esther Nasuna from Makerere Institute for Social Development. The factors of production are land, capital, labor, and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
My name is Akandwana Osei from University of St. Joseph Mbarara. The factors of production, we have land, capital, labor, and entrepreneurship.
So we have number one, land, which means natural resources. Number two, labor. Number three, capital. Number four, entrepreneurship. Now you see, the entrepreneur can be a social scientist. Doesn't have to be a scientist. He can be a social scientist who puts together capital, labor, and land, and creates wealth. So it's not that social science is useless. It's not at all. But in terms of jobs, public service jobs, you should know that for now, we need more engineers to deal with the roads, to deal with the electricity, to deal with the infrastructure, the hospitals, all these need scientists, public service jobs, even some of the private sector jobs. So you can study what you want, what you like, because it is also not good to force people to study what they don't like. They should study what they like. But if you study social sciences, you should know that the public service jobs are few. There is one Murka chief, there is one Gombora chief, there is one, there used to be, there are one or two other DCs, political. Even if you put the political jobs, There's LC31, LC51. There are not many public service jobs. The public service jobs are 480,000 in the whole country, 480,000 public service jobs in a population of 46 million. So that's what you need to know. And the parents should know this. And prepare that, yes, an educated person can be an entrepreneur. These billionaires you hear in America, they are not scientists. They are not scientists. Many of them are lawyers, many of them are social scientists, but they know where to go. The danger here is our children to study humanities expecting government jobs, which are not there. By nature, they are not there. There are more science jobs or technical jobs than the administrative jobs. That's all. But otherwise, the issue of more funds, with money we shall do it. But you need to be alerted that, yes, our children have, they all studied social sciences, they have finished. They are doing, nobody's working in the government, except who is in the army. Natasha, the others, they are not in the government. They are doing their own things. So that's what is crucial for, as a parent, as a planner, that's what I want you to know. But I think the Minister of Education, working with the RDCs, they could do more to sensitize the parents in the rural areas so that the people know. Because you find children, they really run around looking for jobs which are not there and can't be there. Because how many Gombara chiefs are you going to have? Are you going to have 5 Gombara chiefs? No, they are not, just one. Now, the issue of stopping children sitting for exams, I think that one, Imam, we shall have to handle. That's not fair. That's not fair. We shall discuss it. Somebody could sit, you don't release the results or something, but not stop him from sitting. Because that means he will have to start again now, afresh. That's not fair. Disability students, we shall have to study that and see what do we do. Because it involves, but you brought a very good point, which was manufacture locally what the disabled people need. I think that's good. We can deliberately make the wheelchairs here, the listening devices. We can work on that. Even working with the neck. Now, on the issue of jobs, this is where really we need clarity. In the lectures, they should have brought you some of the farmers. There's a farmer like Nyakana in Fort Portal. He's using 1.2 acres with poultry for eggs and 0 grazing cattle. On 1.2 acres, he's now employing 15 people. Now, we have got 40 million acres of arable land in Uganda. You can make a calculation. Suppose out of the 40 million acres of arable land, only 7 million. We are copying the example of Nyakana. using 1 acre intensively. Because he grows the pasture, he keeps the poultry in the backyard and feeds them there. 7 million acres times 15 jobs. How many are those? You calculate it for me. 7 million. Calculate it for me. Huh?
7 million times 16 jobs per
15.
That is 105 million, Your Excellency.
Yes. If Ugandans could use 7 million acres of the 40 million, the way Nyakana has used the 1 acre there, would create 105 million jobs. Would have more jobs than the people of Uganda. Now, of course, these jobs are not highly skilled jobs, but some of them are skilled. Me as a farmer with Mama, we're employing veterinary doctors. People with university degrees, you find they are there working in the farms and other levels of education. So, the problem is not jobs, the problem is wealth creation. Because it is wealth creation that produces jobs. Obugaga bwange, I am the one who is the farmer, but in the process, I create jobs for Ugandans. Somebody, the one who is owning a hotel, but in the process, he creates jobs for Ugandans. Somebody is owning a factory, but in the process, he creates jobs for Ugandans. So, the mistake is to look at government jobs. You can study, your secretariat here should study the world. Many of the jobs are private sector jobs in the whole world, in the developed part of the world. So therefore, from now on, when you get out of school, the first thing you should say, how can I be a wealth creator? How can I create wealth? Everybody, how can I create wealth? How can I create wealth? From 1 acre, from emyoga, skills, services, border, what? Be a wealth creator and use your education to do that. In 1967, when I bought Rajtura, I was able to help my father because my father was a traditional cattle keeper, like the Karamojong, moving around with the cows, nomadic. Had not yet got the concept of settled agriculture. But when I finished my A level, I had studied in the school system what had happened in Europe. And when I finished A level, that's how I taught for half a year before going to university. And some of the money I got, I bought that land in Rajtura and brought my parents there and started showing them a new way, fencing the land, making permanent water, killing ticks. So therefore, you people should really focus on wealth creation and demand support from the government. I like what Sekou is saying, that the graduates of the patriotism courses should be given support through PDM, or we could even start new circles per district of the graduates of the patriotism courses. We can start new circles for you at the district level. Now, those who want government jobs, the best way I want patriots is the army. If you want to join the army, awombaniriza. But white collar jobs, genda ovuganya n'abali abalala. White collar jobs zino za maofisi. Oburumo obutono obuli awo mulina okuvuganya. But if you are a patriot, you are not a thief, you may help us with some of the areas. Like accountancy, auditing. We've got problems there. Ababbi. So therefore, my message, apart from my ideology, please, wealth creation. Then in the process we shall deal with the jobs, and the rest will be history. I thank you, and I wish you good luck. It's now my honor to graduate you. I'm satisfied with your parade. Mbatongoza, I have graduated you.
Course, now you are no longer course. That means you are going home. Jaja is satisfied. Next on the program, we are going to have awarding of gifts. And to perform that ceremony on behalf of His Excellency, the President and Mama, is the Minister for Presidency, Honorable Mama Mire Babaranda, Commander 14 Phase and Commandant. Please join Mama, Honorable Minister for the Presidency, to award the gifts to the outstanding participants. In no particular order, we are going to start with the best student in parade. And that is none other than Namongin Rita Seku, who has been our parade commander. When we read your name, move very fast. The most disciplined student is none other than Mwidu Anselm. Mwidu, move very fast. After Mwidu, we shall have the best student in class, and that is Otim Innocent.
Yellow ability, stable stability, stable.
Next, we have the best student in morale, and that is Wabuire Enos. Please, when you pick your gift, don't go back. follow the instructions. The most resilient student is Nagawa Zakia, who is the twice Asante Sana. The most punctual male, Mugere Yokosan. I am going to read your names very fast so that you join the photo opportunity. The most punctual female, Nantai Lydia. Please move very fast. The most outstanding male, Raroti Ivan Lokwang. Please move very fast. The most outstanding female is Ankunda Julian. And lastly, the most active is Kajubi Regan. Your Excellency, the outstanding students were identified by the instructors who dealt with them on a daily basis, on an hour-and-hour basis, and also the camp commandant and the course, the chief instructor. Please move very fast. After that, Mama promised us a prayer, and after the prayer, we shall have the anthems, and then we shall have photo opportunity. The photos are going to be taken in regiments. So please regroup. After the anthems, regroup very quickly into your regiments. We shall read the regiment, you move, take the photo, and then create space for the next regiment. Mama, it is my humble request that you proceed to give us the prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you so much for this beautiful day. When we watch our children make a stand to say to their parents, to the leaders of their communities, to the president you have given responsibility to lead this nation, that they have decided to live responsible lives and therefore serve your purpose for their lives. Please lead them to strive to know you individually as their personal Savior. That way, Uganda will be blessed, because a country whose God is the Lord is a blessed nation. And our prayer is that Uganda becomes a blessed country even more than ever before, because of these young people and their service to you as they serve your country. Therefore, together, today, we say, please, Lord God, dismiss us with your blessing. And together, we say, Amen.
Amen.
Together?
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. It has been said that there is nothing as powerful as a mother's prayer.
Now, I neglected my duty. I didn't give you the vibe of the Wajaja. But my vibe is already in the band. I have two. Tiende pamozi nomtima umu. This is Mzee Kaunda's song. Now the other one is now thank you. Just hold on. The first song is Mzee Kaunda's song. Tuyendi pamozi nomtima umo tukelimpopo. That was when we were marching south against the whites in Southern Africa. Now the second one is from Frelimo, Mozambique. Kumaruvuma mpaka Maputo. Again, these are rivers. River Ruvuma on the border with Tanzania, and Maputo near South Africa. Now, finally, kino kyekisera bwe tulina okulwana. Emaso yo tuwona amagombe.
Changa mwao vibe yo bujaja tetumanyi we bazizina.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Enyumba z'obujaja ziri zitya? Ez'obujaja ziri zitya?
Ziri ku muzuuli.
Ziri zitya?
Ziri ku muzuuli.
Zuoma. Thank you.
We are going to have photo opportunity, no anthems. We are going to take the photos in regiments. Please regroup quickly in your regiments. Regiment 1, the most active regiment, has been Zizinga. Please leave. Photographers, when you are through, you just signal. The next regiment, Mbaguta, please move. Zizinga, please move gently as you are being guided. Mbaguta will be followed by Kabalega. Asante sana Mbaguta, please move. Form up. Asante sana Nkuruma. Yaja oye. Jaja oye! Haya, asante. Nkuruma, move and make space for Mwanga. Mwanga will be followed by Dr. Lukwiya. And finally, Abdul Nasser, you also form up. Jaja oye! Mama oye! NRM oye! Asante sana Mwanga. Let us make space for Dr. Lukwiya Regiment. Mwanga, let us make space for Dr. Lukwiya Regiment. Mwanga, please move quickly. Dr. Lukwiya Regiment. Abdul Nasser also form up. Jaja oye! Mama oye! NRM oye! Commander oye! Aya. Dr. Lukwiya, please move. The last regiment is Abdul Nasser. And then lastly, the karate group. Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser Jaja oye! Mama oye! NRM oye! Asante sana. Abdul Nasser, asante sana. The cameras have already captured you. Let us create space for the karate regiment. Asante. Karate, the only group, the group in yellow, only, please don't mix. Karate Jaja oye! Mama oye! Patriotism oye! Commander Seku oye! Asante sana. Asante sana. That is the end of the photo moment. The local leaders. Nkumba University staff. Nkumba University staff. Asante sana. The local leaders, Jaja has granted your request. This goes to the participants. Jaja has granted you a second lunch. So please don't go away, stay and enjoy the meal. Band. Kazi eliyo tutuma muzeyi tutamaliza kweli. Mulalo iko wapi? Tubireko Jaja n'akalulu nga tusibulako. Jaja tubonga nawe bakalasi.
Tubonga nawe.
Chetuvatubonga nawe kubotulaze nsoli wa munafe. Chetuvatubonga nawe wamba bachali tubonge kusebo. Mundale mfunyemu kubakera nenjia. Sidukale tukubanga so wambe